Colin Baker here, the Sixth Doctor from Doctor Who. Good old Sixie. And you are very welcome as I invite you to step into the TARDIS. I've played the Doctor on television and on audio and on stage, actually, in full-cast drama productions, officially licensed by the BBC and made by Big Finish Productions. And that's what this podcast is all about. Doctor Who audio drama from Big Finish. Each edition of Into the TARDIS will feature an exciting episode of Doctor Who starring the cast from the TV series and a whole plethora of friends, aliens, associates, villains, passing strangers, and monsters. Some of them old favourites, some of them brand new, exciting, future favourites. This week, it's time for part 2 of Primord, starring Tim Treloar as the Doctor and Katie Manning as Jo Grant, as we travel back to the 1970s. Now, if you missed part 1, feel free to listen to it now, but should you be in the mood to jump straight in, here's my handy little recap for you. After initially dismissing the idea of helping the Brigadier and a seconded unit track down missing convicts, the Doctor and Jo Grant visit Cambridge to meet up with his old assistant, Liz Shaw. Here, the Doctor begins to suspect that things are not as straightforward as they seem. Are they ever? Sharing his suspicions with Jo, she decides to head off and find the Brigadier to let him know what the Doctor thinks, as UNIT are searching not too far away. Despite not feeling too well, the Doctor reconnects with Liz to see what she's working on in her lab. And as the Brigadier and Jo investigate a nearby military base, commanded by General Sharp, the Doctor finds that Liz has been working with Stahlman's ooze, last seen in the Inferno affair. And on top of that, he's about to come face to face with what Liz has been hiding in her laboratory. People often hide things in a laboratory. Have you noticed that? Anyway, I'll be back with you at the end of the episode with some extra content for you, so see you on the other side. In the meantime, if you're listening closely, you'll be able to find out how much a pint in the pub cost back in the 1970s, and I bet we'll all be shocked by that, as we bring you part 2 of Primord. There you are. Welcome back. Did the price of a lunchtime pint seem just too good to be true at 20 pence? Good heavens. Those are the days, eh? There's probably old pence as well, was it? No, it probably wasn't. Beginning of the 70s, wasn't it, that we lost our lovely pounds, shillings and pence? Anyway, before I say farewell, there's just time to take a peek behind the scenes with Jo Grant herself, Katie Manning.
My name's Katie Manning, and I play Jo Grant. Something that's very, very exciting for me, of course, is, we were doing half-hour episodes, so you could only explore a certain amount of the relationships. But if you know the show and you worked on it like I did for those years, you know your relationship between, Benton and Jo and the Brig and Jo. So what's lovely about this one is we're being able to explore a little bit more about the Brig and Jo working together. And even though we didn't have huge scenes together back in the day, you still knew exactly what their relationship was and how it grew. And of course it was through the Brigadier that Jo actually comes in, and he chooses quite rightly someone that's going to support the Doctor. And Jo turned out to be fiercely loyal. And the great thing about Jo too is you watched her learn. Intelligent people learn, they listen along the way. And this is lovely because it does explore the fact that Jo's very first day, she says, I took A-level science and this, that and the other. And one day she's asking the doctor a question and he said, I thought you took A-level science. And I think this is a great moment for Jo. I never said I passed. And what's lovely in this, you see that Jo is well aware that her scientific brain is not great. But what she didn't do in scientific brain, she did with sheer guts and determination on every other level, and grew stronger and stronger as the show went on and she grew up. So it's lovely to explore the relationship that I had with the Brigadier, who, as I say, got her the job through her uncle, and being such a close friend of Nick's as well. I'm seeing him all the time. I'm waiting for John to say to me, "So, girl, do you want to go to the juicer?" He's just remarkable, and it's lovely. And this little moment, we've just played a little scene, and although we were able to exactly find that right relationship, just in one little scene, we discovered exactly how they were going to be together. It's wonderful because he knew that Jo was not a unit girl. This was not a girl who wanted to go into soldier's life, which is why she never went off with Mike Yates, because she just wasn't a soldier girl, So that lovely little look and teasingness, even though this is audio, we are doing those looks. We do work with each other over, Tim and I and John, and we all work and we give each other those little looks, which actors need. Just clicks it. That's something quite new to be explored, actually, is the relationship between Jo and the Brig.
The wonderful Katie Manning. I did a tour with Katie Manning and Lionel Blair for best part of a year, possibly back in the 80s, late 80s. And there's lots of stories I could tell you about that. But moving on. For more adventures in time and space with Old Sixie, and a host of other incarnations of the Doctor, old and new, check out the new Big Finish website at bigfinish.com. So, as I prepare to re-enter the vortex, just what will happen to the Brigadier and Jo, having made their grisly discovery in the hangar on General Sharp's base? Can it be true that Liz and very soon the Doctor will become Primords? All of that to come next time as you come with me into the TARDIS. You've been listening to Into the TARDIS, hosted by me, Colin Baker, and produced by Ian Meadows. Supervising producer was Lizzie Wursdell, and executive producers are Nicholas Briggs and Jason Haig-Ellery.